Buddy, our beloved dog, came into our family unexpectedly. My wife Sarah and I had been talking about getting a dog for a while, but we hadn't made any concrete plans. One day, while out running errands, we stumbled upon a litter of puppies at a local shelter. We couldn't resist their adorable faces, and before we knew it, we were bringing home a little ball of fur named Buddy. At the time, we didn't know that Sarah was pregnant with our first child, Max. But as soon as we found out, we knew that Buddy would be the perfect companion for our growing family. And we were right. From the moment Max was born, Buddy was by his side. They did everything together, from playing in the backyard to snuggling up on the couch for a nap. Buddy was more than just a pet. He was a loyal friend to Max, and their bond was something truly special. As Max grew older, he and Buddy became inseparable. They would spend hours playing in the backyard, chasing each other around, and just enjoying each other's company. Buddy was always there to comfort Max when he was upset or scared, and Max loved nothing more than cuddling up with his furry best friend. One fateful day, as Max was crossing the street, a speeding car careened around the corner, heading straight for him. In a split second, Buddy leaped into action, pushing Max out of harm's way, but in doing so, he took the full force of the oncoming vehicle. It was a moment of unimaginable horror and heartbreak as we watched our beloved Buddy sacrifice himself to save our son. The grief that followed was overwhelming. Max was inconsolable, and the loss of Buddy left a profound void in our family. The once vibrant and joyous home was now shrouded in sorrow. Every corner of the house seemed to echo with the absence of our loyal companion, and the sight of Max's tear-streaked face was a constant reminder of the pain we all shared. As parents, my wife and I struggled to find the right words to comfort Max. The weight of grief hung heavy in our home. Max's inconsolable sorrow was a constant ache in our hearts, and the absence of Buddy's presence cast a shadow over our lives. It was during this period of profound loss that I began to notice something unsettling. Observing Max in the backyard, I couldn't shake the notion that something was off, a chilling breeze, an inexplicable unease. I attributed it to grief, dismissing the sensation as a byproduct of our lingering sorrow. Yet disquieting occurrences persisted. Fleeting shadows darted across rooms, and the faint sound of paws padding across the floor echoed through the empty hallways, sending shivers down my spine. The suspension of fear grew, casting a spectral shadow over our attempts to navigate the new normal. One day I mustered the courage to ask Max about his solitary playtime in the backyard. "Who are you playing with, Max?" I inquired, hoping for a simple answer that would dispel my growing apprehension. Max's response sent a chilling ripple through me. "I'm playing with Buddy," he said, his calm reassurance sounding otherworldly. I struggled to comprehend his words, dismissing them as a child's way of coping with grief. But as time went on, I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to it. My skepticism wavered as Max's unwavering conviction hinted at a reality beyond my understanding. The creeping realization settled like a fog. Buddy's spirit lingered, offering solace to Max. Wrestling with the notion that the boundary between life and the afterlife blurred within our home, I grappled with the extraordinary, acknowledging the existence of something beyond comprehension. The unsettling revelation brought a suffocating dread, transforming our once familiar home into an eerie realm. Buddy's unseen presence cast an otherworldly weight, amplifying every creak and flicker. The perpetual unease became an inescapable reality, shaping our interactions within the confines of our haunted haven. Attempts to rationalize with Max failed. His innocence clashed with our explanations, intensifying the fear that clung to our family. The oppressive atmosphere deepened, fueled by Max's frustration and anger, leaving us trapped in a perpetual state of fear and uncertainty. It was then that I made a decision. I sat Max down and explained that because of his unwavering love and bond with Buddy, his spirit had remained tethered to our world. I told Max that it was his love and the strength of their bond that had kept Buddy's spirit from finding peace. Max's eyes filled with tears as the weight of my words sank in. He cried throughout the night, his grief pouring out in torrents of sorrow. It was a heart-wrenching sight, and my wife and I struggled to find solace for our son in the midst of our own fear and uncertainty. The following morning, as we gathered for breakfast, Max's demeanor had changed. He looked at us with a sense of calm resolve and said, "Buddy's gone for good." His words hung heavy in the air, carrying a weight of finality that seemed to lift the oppressive atmosphere that had settled over our home. My relief was visible that morning. I was truly grateful for my son's understanding and readiness to release Buddy's spirit. Max then asked to visit Buddy's grave. We made our way to the cemetery, where Max stood in quiet contemplation. As he knelt by the gravestone, a sense of closure seemed to wash over him. It was then that something remarkable happened. In the distance, a young boy approached, his eyes filled with curiosity and a tentative smile on his face. Max looked up, and in that moment, a new friendship was born. As they began to talk and laugh, the heavy shroud of grief and unease that had enveloped us began to lift, replaced by a sense of hope and renewal.